Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our long time no see coffee corner. I just want to give you guys a quick update on what has been going on with me. I know I didn't keep my promise. I think in previous video I was talking about how often I was going to film, but it never happened because I really didn't think I would be that busy with the tutoring. I love all the students I had in the summer. They're wonderful. I enjoy the teaching and learning process with them. And I really appreciate that. I feel like it has changed me to a different version of myself. Also, I've found ways to keep myself going, motivate myself, and balance myself, or even I can say, find inner peace for myself is doing sports. I've been exercising a lot for many years, and I've done Pilates, I've done yoga, and then I got into weightlifting and then other kind of workouts. But I never really got into real sports until this summer. I finally got time for myself. I started learning, or let's say self teaching swimming, and I got into running and I started to play tennis. And I've really found peace of mind for myself. I loved it. So here's why I really love those sports. I think for everyone who wants to do something to maybe deal with your stress or anxiety or even depression, I think sports are a really good thing to do. So let's talk about swimming first. I've kind of mentioned that a couple times in my videos. I said learning swimming has reminded me how I started to learn language and the struggles I had when I was learning a language or something new. I wanted the results. I think that's for everybody. We wanted results right away. We want to see it, we want to be able to do it, but things just don't happen overnight. It takes me very long time to realize that I have to go back to the basics, which is boring stuff, to learn how to move forward. It's literally like taking a step back in order to go a step further. And I had to overcome a lot of things that actually I made a friend at the swimming pool and he said, "You swim really well as a beginner, especially you are learning this by yourself. I think one of the biggest challenges you have right now is your mental challenge. You are afraid of water. You don't trust water. You don't trust yourself. So you think you cannot do it. So you always use a kickboard or other assistance or aids to help you float or swim." I said, "No, no, no, I can't get into." When I first started, I was just swimming in the shallow end. I never went over the line. So every time I see the line, I stop right away because I'm telling myself I can't go over the line. And it took me a long time to practice just in the shallow end, a very long time to get used to the feeling of water, to get used to the fear of water or whatever was going on. It took me a very long time to get used to that. And then I started to pep talk myself and I said, "Hey, you know what? The next time when you go to the swimming pool, you're going to really just go to the deep end. You have the kickboard. You can do that. If you cannot do it, just hold on tight, right?" So for the first time I went over the deep end, I felt so proud of myself. I'm no swimmer, but I felt so proud of myself because I made such a small yet big improvement for myself. And I was really happy. And I was happy. The feeling of being happy is something has been missing for a very long time. And I finally got it. And I like the feeling of it. I want to do that. I like doing this. When I'm doing this, I feel myself new every day. Every time I try it, every time I try something new, every time I challenge myself, I'm very happy. It's either I'm swimming faster or swimming longer or I did something that I didn't do last time. I think it comes down to learning everything that you just have to push yourself to learn, but don't take big steps. Take baby step and then try it and see a little improvement and encourage yourself and feel motivated to do more. That was swimming. And I didn't really swim without any aids until actually early September. And I went to an indoor pool. And then I was swimming with the skateboard and then trying hard and trying to improve. I even got a belt over me. And then I was just really trying to figure out how to swim. And eventually I said, I'm going to do it. I can do it. I know I can do it, so I'm going to try. So I stood in the swimming pool for a very long time to the point that people like looked at me like, is she okay? Like, what's going on? So for the very first time, I did a freestyle all the way to the deep end for one shot, 25 meters. But I took many, many baby steps for me to get there. So I was so happy. I was literally on cloud nine. And I just couldn't stop talking about it. I was just excited. Oh, look at me. And when was the last time I had that excitement? I couldn't even remember. Because if you really like sense it or feel it in our life, we're all average people, right? Ordinary people. Our life is kind of ordinary. We don't have so much excitement in our life. So for us to have that happiness, we need to find something for ourselves. It's either maybe today you take a step of doing something or a step of not doing something and you made it, you feel happy, and that is your excitement. You need to find those little moments for yourself so you can keep going. Sometimes life is a little bit dreadful and it's hard for us to not be tired of what we have, right? We take it for granted. And that's another topic I've been wanting to do, but it's just so big for me to talk about it. I can think about it, but it's very big and very difficult for me to talk about it. It's a habituation. I've read this book in summer. It's called Look Again. It's talking about how people get used to certain things. And then some people will get bored of it because, well, you repeat every single thing every single day for a very long time. And some people get used to it and like it, and which we call the comfort zone. And it's hard to jump out of comfort zone and try something different. Once you get to used to certain things and you become fossilized, and that's basically what it says in the book. And then it can be good fossilization, it can be bad fossilization, and how you can use those kind of things to balance your life and make your life exciting. So that's what the book was talking about. I really want to do it, but I didn't get a chance to do it because I was so busy with my sports. But also, I was really busy with reading. I've read a lot in the summer. Not only that I read the books I normally like criminal stuff and a true crime, but also I read a different kind of books and I really enjoy it. And then all of a sudden, I got into tennis. So I started to play tennis and I was very frustrated. I was really never good with my racket and with my wrist and what's that called? Racket drop, those kind of things, because I got used to playing badminton. So I have badminton habit, but I have to overcome badminton habit to really play tennis because they're very different. And I've watched videos. I practiced every day when I have time, and I was fixing my problems. I was filming myself and checking my form and checking my swing and all of things. I was really studying hard to try to fix my mistakes. And then every time I study, I try to practice, and the next time I improve a little bit. I enjoyed this process. It makes me so happy that I don't miss other things. And I just want to keep going, doing things like that. And then, for what reason? Oh, right. So then we were back to sort of part of the elementary school and high school, part of my elementary school and middle school. They started their school year, and then I wasn't able to actually use their walls, the building, to play my tennis. So I had to figure out something else to do. And also, swimming for me, outdoor swimming is closed for summer, and indoor swimming is a little bit far from me. So I had to drive, but I don't usually have car. I have to figure out something else to do. And then I got into jogging. I was never good at running. Every time I ran, I would have cramps in my stomach and then I will be out of breath. And for the first time I started, it was exhausting. I had to admit that. But it was really good. I was able to run for a minute and I did not have cramps. I said, wow, that's really good. So I want to try that because running is the cheapest sport I could do. It's accessible, it's cheap. You can just go for it as long as you have a good pair of running shoes. And you don't even have to buy expensive running shoes. You can even wear pajamas to run. So I started running. I figured out a route for myself and then start from like just walking, running, running, and walking. So with a really low pace, and then I start to get into the knowledge of how to run, how to read stats, how to improve those sort of things. I loved it. I enjoyed learning, researching how to do things. And not only that, I can see my improvement every day when I do it. And I was so happy, so happy. And not only that, I think running has taught me to not think, right? And I was thinking, I was not thinking, I was thinking. I was thinking, what was I thinking when I was running? Nothing. I was thinking about the beats, the rhythm. I was thinking about my cadence. How can I speed up in terms of that so I can save some effort? I can run efficiently. I was thinking, okay, I'm going to run 1 more minute without stop. Okay, I'm going to go over 3 minutes, just finish the song. And I did not think of anything. And I felt like it was a meditation for me. It was so peaceful, yet exhausting, but I loved it. I was from running 2 kilometers to 3 kilometers to my first 5K to my very first fastest 5K. I was just moving forward, moving forward. And I used ChatGPT to help me read running stats and tell me which part I should improve, which part I've done a great job, and how do I practice the drills to help me run better, those kind of things. I feel my life is very full in a good way. I'm enjoying everything I do. I feel like I don't have time for anything else. All I'm thinking is when I have time, I'm thinking about learning tennis, learning running, learning swimming. When I have time for myself that I can actually do it, I'm worried about I don't have enough time to do all of it. It's just, I'm occupied. I feel good. I don't feel empty. So that's why I sorry to say that, but I've never missed filming a video because I don't know what to talk about. I'm very full, but I'm also very empty. So yeah, that has been me. I just for no reason I want to update with you guys. And then in the new semester, I got a new class, a new level. I'm teaching high level. I'm very happy. I finally got to talk to smart people and intelligent people. They have common sense and we share a lot in common. And I am happy about my knowledge in learning and teaching English. I'm always worried that my English knowledge or anything would get rusty. But coming back with the higher level, I was talking about more complicated sentence structures and more complicated grammar and reading and listening. I feel very capable. I feel my language is at another level. And I'm happy. I'm not worried about how to speak more in a complicated way. I know I can speak. I know I explain things really well using simple language because that's my strength, right? That's not because my English is not good enough to use those complicated words, or fancy structures. My strength is to use simple language to explain complicated ideas clearly so people can understand. I just all of a sudden feel like I'm doing everything great and I'm happy for myself. And that's why I've stopped filming. Other things that I wanted to continue but kind of failed you guys was the dictation practice. I will come back and continue with that. I do think that is a great exercise for everybody. And I saw your comments. I read all your comments. I did not reply because I was just trying to avoid things that I know I didn't post videos I'm supposed to. So I feel bad. When I feel bad, my first reaction is to avoid. So I am very sorry for that if I did not get a chance to reply your comments. But I just want to tell you I did read your comments. I really appreciate that. Another thing I did in the summer, I mentioned a little bit, is reading all the books. I've read Look Again. This is a different, not self-help, but how do I put that? It's a nonfiction and a couple of novels and other books I forgot. The Naked Don't Fear. the water, like a journalism style of a book talking about immigration and refugees, those kind of things. I like the book. And I was on a book called The Siege, and I haven't finished that yet. The current book I'm reading is called What I Talk About When I Talk About Running. It's an old book, it's not new, but I love this book so much. It is not very first, but the first book in a while that I want to slow down. I want to enjoy every single word. I want to have a conversation with the author to talk about running because I really feel like he knows me, I know him, we know each other, and we are having a conversation about why we want to run and what we think about, talk about when we are talking about running. I love this book so much. I had a lot of highlights in the book while I was reading, and I still haven't finished. Don't want to rush to finish it because I want to enjoy it. I think all the sports in the summer and the books I've been reading have taught me one thing that sometimes we need to slow down because with the social media, internet, and the whole society, everyone wants to hurry up. Everyone doesn't want to wait. Everyone wants to see the instant result. Uh, and if I don't get it, I lose the patience. And I think this is useless, this is not effective, and I don't want to even learn from you. But I think those things I've done or have been doing have taught me that sometimes you have to take a step back in order to go further, in order to go faster. You just have to slow down and really think about what you've done and how did you do it? How could you do differently if you have a second chance to do it again? So those kind of things have inspired me to be a better of myself. Um, yeah, so that's what I want to share with you guys. And I am really sorry about not filming that often, but I'm glad I started to pick it up and then do it. So hopefully I'll see you soon. And if you have any thoughts, feel free to share. And happy Mid Autumn Festival. I hope you all eat and enjoy and have a happy life.